How good can it get? Okay. I heard this by Cynthia Sue Larson. She wrote a book about quantum jumping, and her website is called Reality Shifters. So that just tells you, the things that she writes about. So I found her through Pam Gregory. Pam Gregory has a YouTube channel, and she's amazing. She's an astrologer, and she has the most interesting guests on. And I've learned so much from her, and I really, really love her. She's very looks at the positive things and about, where we're going as a consciousness. I just love listening to her. She's very uplifting. Anyway, Cynthia said to Pam that she says this every day. How good can it get? And I loved it. Like, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna start saying this, because you're leaving it open-ended. And it's a question, and you're giving the opportunity to the universe to show you how good it can get, right? What does that mean? How good can it get? You don't know how good it can get. You're not putting a statement on it. You're not putting an idea on it. You're leaving it open-ended. And it also is very, very helpful for people who, let's say, want to manifest something but have a hard time believing it. Like, if you're going to say an affirmation and you don't believe it, it doesn't really matter how many times you say it. You have to believe it. It has to go into your consciousness. It has to be believed by your body, by your emotional body and your physical body. So let's say, for example, let's use money, right? Everybody wants more money, even the billionaires who don't need it, but everybody would like more financial abundance, right? Because what we can do with money. But if you're saying, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, I'm a millionaire, and you don't believe that, you can't feel that, like you can't feel what it feels like about money, then it doesn't matter how many times you say it. You have to vibrate at the frequency of a millionaire to manifest millions of dollars. But if you're doing something and you're starting a new business, or you're partnering with somebody, or you're creating something, and you keep saying, how good can it get? How good can it get? You believe that because it's a spark, right? That's what I loved about it. It's a spark. It's just lighting the match. And then you step back, you keep doing what you're doing, whatever it is, creating, business building, marketing, whatever you have to do. And you're not thinking about it. And you're not saying, oh, that could never happen for me. You're opening the door and allowing the universe to come in and show you how good it can get. So I started doing this on a daily basis, and I've already noticed little things coming in quicker, like just little stuff, like my days will be better. I'll have smoother connections. I'll send an email and think, how good can it get? I do them every morning, every night, throughout the day. In fact, I even made a little song about it, which I'm not going to sing here because I don't sing well. And no, I'm not doing that. But I've noticed, people respond, get back to me quicker. I find out the information quicker. It's just I'm just noticing it in little ways. And I thought it was brilliant because I talk about affirmations. I have my Oracle deck. They're all about affirmations. I have people creating affirmation postcards, kind of like a little vision board. What is it that you want to manifest? Send me a postcard. I photograph it. But if you don't believe it, then it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You have to believe it. So how good can it get? We can believe that, right? We can believe that. And you don't want to flip that sentence and say the opposite of, well, how good can it get? Well, how bad can it get? No, that's not where you want to go. If you're looking to manifest abundance in your life, you don't want to go to how bad can it get. You want to be in the energy of how good can it get, and have trust. Step back, have trust, and let the universe show you how good it can get, right? Because if you keep putting that energy out there, the question is going to be answered, okay? Right? The question will be answered. How good can it get? How good can it get? How good can it get? So before you do anything, send an email, make that connection, go on that date, say, how good can it get? And see what happens. And let me know. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.